On today's show, we're joined by reigning Canadian Hockey League Goalie of the Year, Jackson Parsons.
He tells us all about why he chose the Ottawa Senators and his experience at Sens Dev Camp.
This is Brady Tkachuk, and you're listening to the Locked On Senators podcast.
You're Locked On Senators, your daily podcast on the Ottawa Senators. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome! You are locked on to the Ottawa Senators, the only daily podcast covering the Sens. On the outskirts of enemy territory, I'm Ross Levitan, alongside Brandon Piller up in the Blue Mountains. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Just head to FanDuel to get started. Today is Monday, July 14th, and Pilsy, it is a goalie-friendly week here on LOSP.
Goalie-friendly show, so it's time for a goalie-friendly week. We love having tendies on, especially, Ross, young goalies are so interesting to talk to because I feel like there's a new wave of goalie culture. Like, the goalies we talk to these days, they're not the outcast weirdos of the past, right? Like, every goalie we've talked to is like, no, I don't do like weird things on game day. Like, I'm buddies with everybody. Like, it's not, I feel like it's different than what it used to be, which is good or bad. I don't know. Seems to be a good thing, but the Senators continue to show that anyone in their system doesn't even have to be drafted by them, seems to be high character people.
Just awesome. So we'll get to Jackson Parsons in just a couple of minutes. Also excited because he's an Ottawa guy. Grew up an Ottawa Senators fan. Shout out Embrun, Ontario. And that's just kind of a part of Jackson Parsons' story. And that's where he spoke to us from. So really fun conversation. We asked him who his 4 top Sens goalies are all time. Putting the kid on the spot. After the interview, Pilsy, you and I are going to give our list. So it's not quite Ring of Honor season. That starts on Friday where we're going to draft and get mad at lists and argue till the core. But we're going to give our top 4 Sens goalies of all time. And we want to hear yours in the comments below. So let us know there and let us know your thoughts on Friday's interview with Brady Tkachuk. It's funny we're having goalie-friendly week after an interview with maybe one of the most hated players by goalies because he's always in their kitchen.
Yeah, definitely. Brady Tkachuk not making too many friends with other teams' goalies, that's for sure. But just awesome to have Brady back on the show. It was a little dicey there for a while, Ross, because Brady's video wasn't the best. But we got our editor, our pal, Lilliams Martian, working on the case. And that took a little longer than we thought. But we got the episode out. People got to watch it. If you wanted to get it early, you could have listened to it. The audio was great. But overall, a great interview, and we can't thank Brady enough. Just an absolute beauty.
And much rather have the audio be perfect and have the video kind of questionable than the other way around. It's just too bad our video wasn't questionable because, I mean, we're not the best looking guys on the best of days. So it sounded crispy, and that's all that matters here. And it also means the world to us that Brady is giving us the time of day and ultimately letting the Sens fans know how his summer's going. And we did get some fair comments like, hey, you didn't ask him how he's doing health-wise. We did kind of, shoot the breeze, a little chit-chat before we had him on where we asked him, hey, how you feeling? And he was just like, look, I'm getting to 100%. So there really was no update. I wasn't going to say, hey, did you have a concussion on the hit from Pittsburgh? We're not doctors. But what we do know is he suffered the injury with his hip at the Four Nations, and he hasn't really been on the ice since the season ended. So, look, he'll be ready for camp, and he's not. Yeah. He's the type of guy who's going to tell us he's 100%, even if he's not 100%. So we felt like that was wasted minutes.
Yeah, I don't feel we needed to get into that because I'm not worried about him not being ready for camp. So if he's not 100% now, 2 months from training camp?
To the day, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm not in fear that it's going to affect next season. So not a big deal.
Okay, so this week on LOSP, we want you to have your say as well on Twitter at Sens Central right now because there's already a bunch of nonsense in the group chat for the Ring of Honor. We're going to have different guests throughout the summer, but obviously we're starting it off with our boy Lilliams Martian this Friday. And Martian's like, guys, we don't need to do the top moments of the season, but we kind of feel like chronologically, before you move forward, you must learn from the past. So we feel like maybe we should be doing that. So we asked the citizens. That's whose opinion matters the most. Should we do a top moments of the season episode this Friday, or should we jump into some more original topics that we've gotten a great list? We put out a tweet a little while ago. We got a lot of fun ones. We got the next 2 months pretty much planned. So we can move right into that, but it's contentious right now. 53% Pillsy think we should do a top moments episode.
Yeah, I get what Marston's saying. It's not exactly the juiciest topic, especially from compared to some of the fun ones we got written in.
Well, he's saying that whoever gets the playoff stuff right off the bat is just going to win. Like Sandy's OT winner. Boom, there's your 1-1. I mean, there's no spoilers. Obviously, that's the case. So he just feels like it's going to be a very top-heavy topic.
Yeah, and that's a fair point. I don't think we're debating him on that. Where we do need to clarify some things, Ross, because you had a little bit of I was going to say funny business, but you thought you were in the right, so that's okay. It was just not clarified to everyone. Where is the start of the season and where is the end? Because you taking Ann Lauer getting the ownership, that was a little muddy in the waters as far as the Ring of Honor goes for best. What was our official title? That's what we need to go to.
True, because if it's moments of the year, the hockey year goes from July 1st to June 30th. But if it was the season, then I guess it would have to be when, the preseason starts?
Yeah, and then we get into the thing, what are moments? Like, you can't just say first playoff game. Yeah,
right.
That's not a moment. So
right.
we need to have the clarifications crispy, black and white, and no confusion, and that should help the contention that seems to rise out of Ring of Honor. We want some contention, but not in the fact that, hey, you're playing without outside the boundaries of the rules. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, big rules guys here. But will we even be doing the top moments? 53% right now. Still time to go vote at Sens Central on Twitter. I'm excited for this interview. We also have Kevin Riedler coming up on Wednesday. If you missed our first interview with him last summer, he is just an awesome dude. Really good English for a Swede. Played last season in the NCAA and now transferred to Penn State, where he is going to be on a wagon where they got Gavin McKenna, the projected first overall pick in next year's draft. They got Jackson Smith, who was a top 15 pick to the Columbus Blue Jackets. And it looks like Riedler's going to be the starter in goal there. So we're going to have a great conversation with him on Wednesday. Lots more to come here as we are officially in off-season mode, which still means 3 episodes a week because we're your team every other day, even in the summer. You like that one? A little play on
your team every day. That's us.
And funny enough, we're recording with Kevin tomorrow morning. So even though it's technically our first day without a show, we're doing an interview at 9 a.m. So we are still your team every day, but getting you new episodes Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Let's start with this one. Here is one of the newest Senators prospects, just signed his entry-level contract as an undrafted free agent after an unreal year with the Kitchener Rangers in the Ontario Hockey League. Here is Canadian goaltender of the year, Jackson Parsons.
Today's episode is brought to you by our friends over at Indeed. You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? It's easy, guys. Just use Indeed. When it comes to hiring, Indeed is all you need. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other sites. Indeed sponsored jobs puts your post at the top of the page and helps you reach the right candidates faster. Have you been in that spot where you need the right hire like yesterday? The pressure's on, and every single day without the right person is setting your business back. Don't deal with that. That's exactly when Indeed sponsors jobs comes in handy. They make sure your post is seen by the right candidates right now. So you can speed up your hiring process with a $75 sponsored job credit. Just go to Indeed.com/lockedon right now and support the Locked On Senators podcast by saying you heard about Indeed on this show. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring, Indeed, is all you need.
All right, I'm fired up for this one. We now welcome a very special guest, the reigning Canadian Hockey League goaltender of the year, the newest member of the Ottawa Senators prospect pool, Jackson Parsons. Welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. I'm doing great.
It's been too long since we've had a tendy on the show, Pillsy. Should we just pepper him with goalie questions first? I guess we should probably start, Jackson, the big news. How did the contract come together for you signing with Ottawa right when development camp started?
Yeah, no, it's unbelievable. I mean, obviously you hear stuff throughout the year that, some teams like you, some teams don't. And obviously Ottawa was a team that seemed a little bit more interesting during the season. And as the offseason progressed with talks with obviously my agent, my goalie coaches, those kinds of things, talks with Ottawa, things got a little bit more serious. And the next thing you know, I'm signing at Dev Camp. So, no, it's unbelievable.
I mean, as CHL goalie of the year and the numbers you put up, I'm sure lots of teams like you, and I'm glad the Senators took interest and that we're able to get stuff done. Was there other teams that had offers to you to go to Dev Camp, or were you talking to other teams, or how did that all go?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, at the end of the day, though, once Ottawa offered the entry level, it was a no-brainer. I mean, being a
Nice.
kid from here, going to games here, it's a no-brainer. So.
Congratulations, by the way. We just
Yep.
scooped right past that. That's awesome. And it's well deserved with the way your career went in Kitchener with the Kitchener Rangers. We've been calling them the Kitchener Sens over the last couple of years with all the prospects, your buddies that are there already. So I'm sure that was kind of nice having that connection as well. But let's go to where it all started. You're an Enbrum kid. You grew up in Ottawa. When did you become an Ottawa Senators fan?
Good question.
Yeah, I mean, obviously from a young age, parents are bringing me to games, those kinds of things. You see the buzz around the city and people wearing hats and jerseys to school or like little things like that. So no, it's been forever, really.
Yeah, you made us feel really old in your Dev Camp media availability when you said you grew up on the Hamburglar. I was like, that was like 2 years ago. Come on, man. Oh, man, that was what a run that was. 21-2 to make the playoffs on the last day of the season.
No, it was unbelievable. I mean, yeah, like I was probably 10 or 11 years old when that stuff was happening, and I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. So,
is it putting you on the spot if we ask for your top 4 Senators goalies of all time?
maybe
We do
a
it.
little
We
bit.
do our Ring of Honors in the summer where we draft groups of 4 of each topic. I'd imagine Hammond's got to be in the
Yeah,
mix.
you got one there.
Yeah, the Dominator, probably.
Yes, that's my guy.
Yeah, Craig Anderson, just so steady, played such a long career for the Sens.
Legend.
For a fourth one, you're putting me on the spot here. I gotta go Omar. I love Omar.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay.
He's
Vezina
so
winner.
rare, so.
Future teammate. There you go. You know who Ray Emery is, though, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Pillsy, come on. Pillsy's like, I don't know, man. If he grew up a little bit later, I said every goalie grew up in Ottawa knows who Ray Emery is.
I never said he wouldn't know it. Ross has been doing this thing where he points to the stick in his background and he's like, whose stick is this? And everyone's like, I don't know. It's a goalie stick. So I didn't want to put you on the spot like that.
Ray Emery's back in the day, man. That's awesome, though, that you grew up going to games and seeing the Senators kind of go through, let's say, better years than the drought that has now been snapped. Senators make it back to the playoffs. At that point, like, did you know that the Senators and you guys were going to agree to a contract, or did that come kind of more into summer?
It was definitely more into the summer. I think that as a free agent, I mean, this was just my experience. Teams kind of leave you alone during the season, especially as a goalie. They don't want you thinking about them or anything like that. But obviously, as the offseason kicks up, you start to get more calls and stuff.
What of your teammates, other Sens prospects in Luke Ellenis and Matthew Andonovsky told you about their experience dealing with the Sens? And it must be kind of cool having them as teammates in Kitchener and now with the Ottawa organization too.
No, it's unbelievable. I mean, they're such good guys, and they were some of my best buddies on the team. So it obviously really worked out, and they had nothing but positive things to say about the Sens, from the development, all the staff, the facilities, everything. And obviously I got to experience it at Dev Camp with Ando this year. And no, I'm just so excited that we're going to be moving up together. So it's cool.
So let's go back to the start of you getting to the Ontario Hockey League, because for those who don't know, you had a pretty interesting stretch of seasons, right? You get drafted during the COVID season. So already it's super strange and different. Then you back up third year. You're looking like you're going to get an opportunity to be the guy. And then an injury occurs. And this year, we all know, CHL Goalie of the Year. But how, when you look back now, did the injury maybe help you prepare for the workload that you then took on the next season?
100%. Like I think managing those ups and downs really helped me. Like you said, I was going into my fourth year in the OHL with a handful of games played, and that's not normal. So really going through that, even during COVID, just doing workouts on my own with my buddies back home. Obviously, my second year, I got to play behind Pavel Chyan, who's a really good goalie, and kind of get my feet wet and know what the OHL is all about. And then at 18, obviously, that shoulder surgery really, you know, put me back, especially in my draft year. But working through that, working with the strength coaches, doing whatever I could to get back out on the ice as soon as possible, and doing whatever I was able to, I think really helped for sure.
What was it like this playoff run where you're the guy, you had a great regular season, and you guys make a pretty good run, and you're in arguably one of the best OHL spots in the league in Kitchener at the Odd? It's absolutely electric. Take us through that experience this playoffs.
It's absolutely the best. I think that the Odd is such a special place to play hockey, especially come playoff time. Like it's packed every single night, whether it's a Monday night, whether it's a Friday night, doesn't matter. Place is packed and they're ready to rock it. So playing there was just such a special thing, and especially for me to do it for my entire OHL career, it's something that I look back at for sure.
What part of the game becomes mental? We always hear about goaltending. Hey, it's 90% mental, but the amount of games that you played this season, 52. I mean, that's incredible. 51 last year as well. Like, how do you have to manage, whether it's your body, your mind, your preparation, to know that you're going to be in net almost every single night?
It's a lot for sure. Like you said, like managing the highs and lows, managing your time well, making sure that you're spending enough time after games, making sure you're recovering because you might be playing the next two nights after that. Like you might be playing the 3-3. So I think that was huge for me, and I learned a lot last year on how to do it. Right, that was kind of my first go at it, playing 50 plus games, and then this year I really got to look back at last year and go, okay, what did I like, what didn't I like, and then I was able to apply it this year.
Are you the kind of guy that you want that consistency? And let's say maybe you have a bad game, you're like, oh, get me a net immediately so I can rebound from this. Or do you need some time to relax, recover, reset? Like what kind of style of workload do you usually like?
I think I'm adaptable. I think I can do both, frankly, but I think obviously I love playing hockey. Like I'm a gamer. I love playing hockey games. So I am the guy to go like, please put me back in tomorrow. Like I'll be better. So that's how I've always been.
I love it. Well, you had a big decision to make here because you had been committed to Clarkson before signing the contract. Was it a tough, let's say, conversation with your parents saying, let's put school on the back burner here. I got hockey to attend to. Take us through that decision.
Yeah, no, obviously I committed with Clarkson in November. I was the first OHL player to commit to an NCAA school, which was really, really cool. And then from there, obviously, when an entry level contract comes in from your hometown team and the team that you grew up playing for,
You're not
it was
turning
honestly
that down.
it was an easy decision. And I mean, my parents, regardless of what the choice I was going to make, they would have supported it, and they're really happy. So.
Probably helps that you're coming closer to home too, to be around them a little bit more too.
100%. And yeah, like obviously in the off season and stuff, training in Ottawa, training at the Canadian Tire Center has been a lot of fun. It's only been a week now, but I've already learned so much.
So what's the day-to-day routine then for you this summer?
Yeah, so basically the days that I'm doing my goalie training, I'm doing that out in Dorval or St. Lazare with Marco Raimondo. He's got his own company, Raimondo Goaltending, and he works with Courtier Hockey. And then the days that I'm not doing that, I'm in the gym at the Canadian Tire Center with the strength coaches in Ottawa and stuff. So it's been a lot of fun so far.
Now, I know you're not going to end up going here, but what was it about Clarkson University that made you choose them?
I think one of the biggest things was being closer to home. I really enjoyed the fact that it was only an hour and a half away. I actually toured their facilities in grade 10, and they just renovated it all. Like it's legit NHL facilities there, and the staff was incredible. I heard nothing but great things. So it really, when the offer came up and they kind of rolled out the red carpet for me, it was a yes for sure.
We'll get right back to our chat with Jackson, but first, Pillsy's got a word from our friends at FanDuel.
Summer sports are in full swing, and whether you're all about baseball under the lights, golf on the green, or high-stakes soccer action, FanDuel is the best way to make every game even more exciting. You're already following the action, so why not make it a little more thrilling? With FanDuel, you can get in on the game while your friends are getting sunburnt at the cottage. I've been using FanDuel to track my favorite matchups, and the app keeps it fresh with daily new promotions to keep betting fun. And Ross, we got the home run derby coming up. How are we feeling? What are the odds? Who are we liking?
Fun fact, this is one of the only, it might be the only day of the entire calendar year where there is not one of the major four sports taking part. It's the day before and the day after the Major League Baseball All-Star game. But when it comes to home run derby, I'm going with the favorite. I'm going with Cal Raleigh. Raleigh? I'm going to rally the troops on this one because he's plus 300 right now to win the Derby. And when you go to the Major League Baseball home run leaders, the guy who's in second, Aaron Judge, not participating, and the guy who's in third, Shohei Ohtani, not participating. So why not go with the guy who has the most homers in the majors, and the second and third guys aren't even his competition? I'm on Cal Raleigh at plus 300.
Smart bet. He's a catcher too, so that makes things a little more interesting. And you know that FanDuel is easy to use, fast to pay out, and makes even regular season games feel like must-watch events. Whether you're doing a same-game parlay or watching that bet ride into the ninth inning, FanDuel makes it feel like I'm part of the action. And there's no better time to sign up. If you're new to FanDuel, new customers can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open up that FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com/lockedon to get started.
How was that conversation then when you had to tell them, you know what, sorry, the NHL's calling?
No, they were understanding for sure. I mean, the goal for anyone, whether you're 18 or you're 24 and a senior in college, is to get to play in the NHL or at least sign an NHL contract. So they were very understanding.
Kind of cool connection too with Clarkson. There's actually been a few Ottawa Senators that have gone there. Mark Borowiecki, one of them, and current assistant coach Ben Sexton was the captain at Clarkson University a little while ago. So you're at the Canadian Tire Center with the gym. What's the training look like this summer? What are you trying to work on the most?
I think the biggest thing for me is just continuing to round out my game, getting stronger, getting faster. Obviously, I think that it's really important to get into the gym, especially in the summer. I know that obviously playing 52 games last year and 51 the year before, it's kind of hard sometimes to manage, okay, this is the day that I have to go really hard in the gym and those kinds of things. So that's been really important for me. And obviously moving up to pro, it's a whole different beast.
So let's get into Dev Camp because that must have been really cool to be at the Canadian Tire Center, put that jersey on, meet some of the other prospects. We've had a couple interviews with prospects this week, and I like asking them, who are some of the guys that on the ice really impressed you?
Yeah, I think I actually didn't get the chance to go on with Yakimchuk or Hensler, just the way that the groups ended up. But I spent tons of time with Beckman, who just got drafted, the goalie. He's a really good kid. He's a really smart goalie, really agile. And I think that that's the kid that has a really bright future for sure.
Nice. Yeah, we've heard from a few guys that both of the CHL goalies, they said those guys were tough to score on. Must be something in the water up here in Canada. Now, was it you were trying to make it a little harder on yourself too? We noticed you had the all black setup, which conspiracy theorists would say gives the shooter an advantage. What was that about?
I don't get that. Do you understand that, Jackson? How does all black give shooters an advantage?
I honestly don't know, but I guess I was just trying to get better. Just giving myself more of a disadvantage. But
smart.
I
think the thought process is white netting shows more when it has black in front of it. Like you can see the white of the net more.
Yeah, I don't know if I buy that, man. Brandon Piller, not a color scientist, but I don't know if I buy that.
The other one, and maybe this is kind of an advantage to whoever you want to behold it to, but if there's a battle or a scrum in front of the net, it can get lost in your pad. So I don't know if that doesn't help the goalie track it better or the player, but
yeah, advantages in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, exactly. Dean Brown would have some scramble calls for sure on those ones. So Jackson, with that said, you're working on your game, you're working at dev camp. Was it a clear level up from what you've been used to in terms of the quality of shooters, or did it just feel like another practice out there?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a higher level. Obviously, guys are going, balls to the wall, like they're really trying to impress, and that's a lot of fun, right? You're getting to see some really high quality shots, and that kind of thing. So I think it'll definitely help for sure. Moving up to pro, kind of that, going from the OHL dev camp, a really solid dev camp, up to pro next year.
So with that, like, where is the biggest difference noticeable? Like, as a goalie, is it the shots are harder? Is it the pace is fast? Like, what makes it a level up?
I think definitely the level of shots. I think that what I found was like there's a heaviness to some people's shots. Like the guys who played some AHL games. I think Pedersen was out there. Like
Pew,
he
pew.
had like a heavy shot, like really heavy shot. Where I was like, hey, this guy like he knows how to shoot the puck. Whereas in the OHL you might be a 16 or 17-year-old who might want to place it into the top corner. Whereas some guys they're just trying to bury it right through your chest. So it was interesting to see the difference for sure.
Pillsy, I think Jackson can make for a pretty good scout. Pedersen, we call him Pistol Pete on the show for the shot. His last year playing junior in Sweden, he had 23 goals in 24 games. So, yeah, I'd say he's a shooter.
Yeah, it's not surprising for sure.
No, that's sick. He's a great guy, too. He was actually on the show last week. So, he's one of our favorites there. And clearly, the pro experience for him has now been a few years after playing over in Sweden, then coming over a full season this year in Belleville. What's the hope for you next year? Are you hoping to crack the Belleville lineup, or what have you been told, or what's your thought process on where you're going to play?
Yeah, of course. Like obviously I'm trying to play the highest level possible. So that's obviously going to be Belleville. And at the end of the day as well, me and the coaching staff and everyone, I also want to play games. And that's really important in a goalie's development, to be able to play games, learn the pro game and kind of go from there. So wherever I end up, I know that, I have full trust in the coaching staff wherever they place me. And I'm just going to work hard and make sure that I give myself every shot to succeed.
Well, not that it's a bad thing if you're in the ECHL, but I think especially in this organization, like Pillsy, we can go through the list. Joey Decord, $5 million a year NHL starter, played in the ECHL with the Sens organization. Philip Gustafson, third or fourth place in Vezina voting a couple of years ago. He played in the ECHL in the Senators organization. So there's a list of guys. Levi Marilainen played in the ECHL, and Marcus Hogberg, who's back, played in the ECHL. Pilsy's famous interview there, all-time OG LOSP moment there. But like, does that kind of give you kind of not that you wouldn't be open to it before, but seeing that there's a clear path from being quote unquote 2 levels away from the NHL, but knowing that, hey, this is just a part of the process to get me where I need to be?
100%. Like I've always been a process-driven person and a process-driven goalie. So, and like you said, like as much as it is 2 steps away from the NHL, it's also 2 injuries away from the NHL. Like it's crazy when you look at it that way. And obviously, I do not wish any injuries on anybody. Like that's not what I'm saying at all. But it's just a fact of the matter, right? And yeah, like I'm open to playing wherever, and like I want to dominate at each level that I play at. So that's my goal, and obviously just working and learning the pro game.
Nice. Random question that just came into my head. I always wonder with elite level athletes when they come back to their hometown. Do you ever play beer league with your buddies? And if you do you play goalie?
I get some texts from some buddies, and they're asking me to play at 11 o'clock. And I'm like, I'm probably going to be in bed, so probably not. But that's funny that you asked that, because I do definitely get calls, but they're usually declined. So
because I think I would probably put in a complaint after if I go out on the ice and the CHL goalie of the year is playing goalie on the other team, and I just had 6 pints before at the bar in the rink, and I'm just out for a good skate, and I got this guy going post to post back and forth.
Yeah, and
That's
Jackson, I think once you sign an entry-level contract, you can tell your buddies, hey, I'm not an e-bug for your beer league. Like, don't be sending me texts at 10:30 asking if I can show up to the rink. I got better
pay to
things
play.
do.
Pay to
Yeah.
play.
No, literally. It's true. I
That's
should start doing
hilarious.
that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Go ahead.
So you mentioned you're a process goalie. Is there, first off, does that include superstition? Are you a superstitious goalie? Like, are you one of those guys where it's game day, Matthew Andonovsky's trying to come up and chit chat with you? You're like, dude, don't talk to me. Game day. Luke Ellenis is trying to get in your ear about something, and you're just brushing him off. Like, what is your routine on a game day?
It's honestly nothing superstitious. I found that the more superstitions that I had, the more kind of nervous I'd get, or the more, irritable I'd get. And I didn't like that on a game day. Like I like to have fun. And so obviously waking up, going out for game day skate, treating it like a practice. Like I don't look into it too much. And then I'll go home, eat, and then I'll have my nap. And then once I really wake up from my nap, that's when it's like, all right, it's game time. And even at that, I'm still playing Stewart with the guys, doing my ball work, those kinds of things. And then, once the puck drops, it's go time.
So when it's go time, what's the most satisfying save to make in a game?
Oof. Probably like a 2-on-1, like cross ice one timer, whether it's like pad, glove, blocker, doesn't really matter, but those always feel good. So
yeah. Flip side of that question, and I have my answer for this. What's the worst type of goal to let in? Like, what's the ones where you're like, oh, I can't believe that one got by me?
I can tell you one goal in specific.
Okay.
My first year, we're playing at the Budweiser Garden, so against London, and it was the second period. Puck drops. They win the drawback. Their D shoots it, and the seats in London are black, so I couldn't see the puck. So
Oh.
I thought he rimmed it like around, but I didn't move because I was like, I can't see the puck, and it just literally went right in from like the
No.
far blue or the red line, and I was like, I don't even know what just happened. Like I froze, but I don't know if we ended up winning the game or not, but I know it was a close game. So
Well, that's where the color science comes in play, the black seats. So now we're realizing this. Man, that's brutal. Yeah, the dumping goals are the worst, but my answer, nothing would piss me off more. Guy on a breakaway, 5-hole on you. You're like, oh, like not even a deke or anything. He just sees your stick is up when you're moving and he just pots it 5-hole. Those ones would drive me nuts.
Yeah. This one, it's less the goalie's fault, but like the one that I think Marner set up Matthews in game 6 against Ottawa, where the player's coming around and it looks like he's not even going to wrap it around because he's coming in with too much speed. And then they just flip their stick and do a little behind the back pass, short side, and you've already committed to going to your other post. And it's like, what the heck am I going to do? Like, there's a photo where the puck has already been shot in and Omar is just looking the other way. And you're like, it's a terrible visual, but there's literally nothing you can do as a goalie to stop it.
Ross, luckily, I've never played in competitive enough leagues where players are able to do that. So I had to deal with that.
Oh, man. Tell us about your playoff run, man. We saw a video, and I love it personally. I don't know why you even had to ask, but when you were the star of the game, were you not going to go out there for a lap? Because we noticed every first star, you were out there, man. How cool is that to soak it in after being dialed in all game to be like, all right, mission complete, at least for tonight?
No, it was pretty special, and I think that obviously, especially come playoff time, like I knew it was going to be my last kick at junior hockey, my last time, as a Kitchener Ranger. So really trying to soak it in and talking to the fans as much as possible, doing those kinds of little things was really, really important to me. And obviously the playoffs were crazy this year. Like obviously we beat Flint in 5, and then we were down 3-0 against Windsor, and then we were able to come back and reverse sweep them.
Crazy.
Thanks to Ellenis and his overtime winner. So no, that was really, really special, and it was a lot of fun. So, here we go.
Yeah, we're pulling it up right here for those watching on YouTube. Just soaking in the moment. This is courtesy of our mutual friend, Sean Fafaro, who works out there in Kitchener as the media guy. But You love it, eh? This is our house, eh?
No, so I think that was after Game 6, and just letting the fans know that we'll be back, and we were. So it was pretty cool.
Very Brady Kachuk-esque, eh, Ross?
Yeah, it was. This is the show HL if I've ever seen it. Let's go here. I love it, Jackson. Do you play with a swagger too while you're out there on the ice? Like, do you feel like how do you assert yourself in a game as a goalie?
I think just being really calm. I think talking to my defensemen, whether it's TV timeout or breaks, those kinds of things, I think are really, really important. And then obviously when I'm on the ice, like if a goal goes in, like I don't even react. Like it's, my job stays the same whether the score is, 0-0 or it's 10-0 for the other team or 10-0 for us. It really doesn't matter. And it's just about that next shot mentality. So I think that really helps me play, like just mentally, just always having that same kind of focus for sure.
I love an angry goalie. Robin Lehner for the Sens comes to mind. I love seeing that, but I think calm, cool, and collected is the correct approach. So I think you got a good strategy there, Jackson. We mentioned we're friends with Sean Fafaro. We're going to have him on the show in a little while here in the summer. Got any dirt on him? Anything you want to let us know that we can ask him about?
Oh, I don't know. Sean's unbelievable. Actually, you can ask him. 2 years ago, Weezer came to Ottawa for Blues Fest, and he was in Toronto as well. So you can ask him about that concert because we talked about it for quite a while, and it was really good. So
concerts and clothing. I feel like I know Sean so well just based on those two things.
His shoe game is outrageous. The amount of shoes and the way he matches them to all his wild suits. You got to love it.
Jackson, final question for me. This has been fantastic. Really great to get to know you. And we look forward to this just being the beginning of your time in the Ottawa Senators organization. We look forward to following your path. But that contract comes with a little signing bonus. What was the first purchase you took care of?
honestly, nothing. Like I'm a very lucky kid. My parents have been really nice, and I don't need much. Like I think that I might be buying a new car because my little sister's growing up and she's getting her G1 soon. So I think that's gonna be the first purchase, but I haven't done anything yet. So
Isn't there a shawarma palace in Embrun?
there is, yes.
Go treat yourself to one.
Get a
buddy.
platter.
Yeah, get a platter.
Okay, I
eh?
will.
A one-sitting platter. All right, Bills.
Final question for me, and this maybe should have been a first question, not a final question, but we didn't get to it.
Best for last.
Yeah, well, no, but like chronologically, Ross. When did you start playing goalie? Were you always a goalie? Was it the situation where your team didn't have a goalie and you're like, hey, I'll
older
try
siblings?
It. Siblings, yeah.
Yeah, no older siblings, but obviously I played hockey from a very young age. I think 3 years old when I started skating, and then once you get into your actual leagues and stuff, I think I was in novice when goalies are just kind of flip flopping. Someone brings a set of gear, and people are volunteering, and at the end it was just me volunteering. So I kind of got given the role from then. I think I was about 6 years old when I made the full transition, bought my first pair of pads, and those kinds of things. So
on that note, are you a guy who spends a lot of time designing his gear every year?
I love gear. Obviously, like I said, I've got a true set coming in, which I'm really excited about. And yeah, like I'm really interested in kind of brands and those kinds of things. I've switched around quite a bit. I've worn CCM, Vaughn, went back to CCM this year in the OHL. So I've kind of been all over the place, which is pretty cool.
I was a Vaughn guy. I love those. Just so classic. What's been your favorite set you've ever had?
Ooh, I wore a pair of CCM E-Flex 5s my first year in the OHL, and I really liked them.
Nice,
those were really nice. So.
And are you a similar color combo every time, or do you kind of go completely off the rails each year?
I've kind of flip-flopped, honestly. I like now just very like neutral colors. Like I like my pad being mostly white, which is funny because I wore all black gear at Dev Camp. But when my new gear comes in, it'll be a different look for sure. So
Nice. And new bucket too, I guess. We're gonna go kind of Belleville theme, Ottawa theme. What's the plan for that? Maybe the cityscape of Enbridge, Ontario.
There wouldn't be much there. But no, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, I haven't designed it yet. I know it's coming in soon, and we'll kind of go from there. But no, I'm excited.
Who paints your helmet?
BMFS Designs is going to do my helmet this year.
Okay,
So
sweet.
I'm switching it up. He did Simpson's helmet last year,
Yep.
and he did a really good job with his. I really liked his. So
Okay, well, we're looking forward to seeing what we're gonna get here. The first setup for Jackson Parsons as a professional hockey league goaltender. Thanks so much for doing this, man. Like I said, great getting to know you. You got two fans in us, man. We're looking forward to following your career and where you end up starting the season. So thanks for doing this. Enjoy the rest of your summer, man.
awesome. Thank you guys very much. I really appreciate it.
All right, stick taps to Jackson for joining us. Really fun conversation with him. We look forward to seeing his development in the professional ranks. And I mean, we talked to him about the list of goalies who have played ECHL games. So he seems like he's got a great head on his shoulders. And I have a feeling Michael Simpson, no disrespect, he signed a one-way AHL deal last year right out of junior. I don't know if he was prepared for the AHL at that point. Was a bit overwhelmed. He had a great career with the London Knights, but it feels like Jackson coming off 2 seasons with over 50 starts in each of them. I feel like he's ready for the professional game. I'm looking forward to this. I mean, he told school sayonara, I'm going pro. I think he's going to be ready to rock.
Yeah, Ross, I just want to see him play. I just don't want him to be in a position where he's not playing games. So if that means going to the ECHL, like we talked about, nothing wrong with that at all. I just want to make sure he's getting games in because he's used to that schedule. And if he's sitting for too long, I think it's going to affect his momentum. So just get him in games. Let's go.
One thing he won't be doing is playing games in your beer league in Ottawa. So we know that he's not going to the 11 o'clock games at the Sensplex. Sorry about that. Let's build off of his list because he had his 4 favorite goalies in Sens history: Andrew Hammond, Dominic Hasek, Linus Ullmark, and who was his 4th?
Craig Anderson.
Yes, of course it was. That's number 1 for me. Is it number 1 for you? And you give me your 4 and I'll give you mine.
Craig Anderson has to be number 1 for everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as franchise records go and what he did for the Ottawa Senators, there's no goal even really close to him.
It's really unfortunate how bad the Sens were in his last 2 seasons, even the last 3 seasons, because it kind of messed up what would have been like historically good all-time stats in terms of save percentage. It was still really good. He finished his Senators career with a .914 save percentage, but those last couple of years where he had a .898, .903, .902, I mean, dropped the average a little bit. He was a special talent. It started right away, right? His first game was, I think, a 50 save shutout against Toronto, and he had this like sticker that you'd see on like a novice house league goalie's helmet that covered up the Avalanche logo on his helmet. It was hysterical.
So good. I mean, Hasek's my number 2. That's the reason I'm an Ottawa Senators fan. Greatest goalie of all time. So that's an easy answer.
Yeah. Oh, are we just going like 2 and then 2 and then 3 and then 3? Or do you want to just give me all of yours and then I'll give you all of mine? Actually, since we're just having a little fun here, I'm pulling it up. Sorry, it's a little blurry, but for those watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. But on YouTube, I'm pulling up, like, this is hysterical. Look at that decal that he's wearing in the Senators debut, just to make sure everyone knows what team he's playing for there. But yeah, Craig Anderson, complete legend, definitely needs to be number 1 on any list. So you're going personal reasons for your number 2. I'm going personal.
Well, and I mean, he was amazing. Sure, it was just 1 year, but
1 year is half a year. He played 40 games. He was good, but guess who had to come in and mop up his mess, put an adductor together, and play, and that was Ray Emery, who was number 2 for me, because he's who I grew up wanting to be like when I was a goalie. Even like when there was like a national anthem or whatnot, I would literally like go in my net the way he would and just fire up. I literally wanted to be Ray Emery so bad growing up as an Ottawa Senators fan. So he's number 2 for me. This is where it gets interesting for me, so I'll snap it back to you.
I'm going to go with Linus Ullmark here. Look,
okay,
Not a lot of sample size here, but a Vezina winning goalie. And I'll never forget Ross, the home opener up against Florida, walking around the CTC being like, we got a goalie now. We don't have to worry about this anymore. He signed 4 more years. I'm a Linus Ullmark guy. Ever
since we saw the Vezina trophy at the NHL draft in Vegas, we took the picture with him and said, we found our guy. We found Linus. So I like that one. So you're going to go with Linus Ullmark. I'm curious whether I want to really go like personal list, and because it is favorite goalies, right? We're not doing best goalies.
Yeah, sure.
We're doing favorite goalies. Screw it. I'm going to do it. Robin Lehner was so much fun to watch as an Ottawa Senators
when
goalie.
He would get angry. Oh,
but he was sick too. Like there was a season or two where he was like an unbelievable goalie. And I remember kind of seeing him come into the league, and he was also thrown into a situation where Craig Anderson went down, similar to Ray Emery, where Hasek went down, and he came in that lockout year, 2013. And in his first 12 NHL games, he had a .936 save percentage. He just kind of came in guns blazing and was unreal. So Robin Lehner was my guy for a long while, and I'm going to go with him as my next favorite Senators goalie, along with Craig Anderson and Ray Emery.
All right, I'll do my final one, and I don't care what people say, but Patrick Alleyne was a sick goalie for the Ottawa Senators. Forget the couple bad goals that he let in the playoffs. If you look at his numbers, elite, sparkling numbers. I mean, I'm on his elite prospects page right now.
He had swagger too, not only the Marvin the Martian helmet, but he had like custom sticks too.
And like he played 60 games, 61 games, 67 games in 02-03 season for the Sens, where he got 8 shutouts, finished with a .216 goals against.
Was that 03?
02-03, yeah. And
yeah, so then he had 3 shutouts in the first round of the playoffs against Philly.
No. So
was that the year before?
That was the year before. Yeah. But he, in 18 games, that playoffs, 182, .924 save percentage.
Sheesh.
Like, just amazing. Yeah. His stats are so sick. I know the blunders in the playoffs, but ultimate Sens goalie.
Yeah. Ultimate Sens goalie. I appreciate you going with him because I want to, but he was obviously be on my 4 best Sens goalies, but in terms of my favorite, I'm thinking back to who I had the most fun watching, and I'm going to piggyback off of Jackson, just like you did with Ullmark, but nobody as a Sens fan ever had more fun than the Hamburglar run.
Yeah,
that story is just, it's incredible. So I'm going to go with Andrew Hammond there. So my list is Craig Anderson, Ray Emery, Robin Lehner, and Andrew Hammond. And your list?
Anderson, Hasek, Ullmark, Alleyne.
Okay, let us know your list in the comments below. It is a goalie-friendly week here on LOSP. For today, we say goodbye. Thanks so much for watching, listening, and engaging with the show. Please leave a 5-star review. It goes a long way to helping the show grow. We'll chat with you on Wednesday. For Brandon Piller, I'm Ross Levitan. This has been another edition of the Locked On Senators podcast, your team every day.